What if I told you that, as the world turned its gaze away, a handful of unseen giants made a decision so bold, so unfathomable, that it echoed through the very heart of the crypto universe? In an afternoon painted with the colors of panic and uncertainty, nearly 70,000 Bitcoin changed hands, bought not by dreamers or reckless gamblers, but by the whales, the silent architects of market tides. It's a number that almost staggers the mind, more than ever before in a single day, and it whispers of secrets only the truly patient can hear. Before we dive into this story, into the currents beneath the surface, I ask you, if this is your first visit to Crypto 101 Central, don't just drift past. Subscribe. Dive deeper with us. Here, every video is an opening into possibility, into nuance, into the quiet places where truth lingers. And if you seek to never miss the next clue, the next twist or turn, enable notifications. Let each new video be a ripple calling you back, a gentle nudge that something vital awaits. Let's breathe in the silence that followed the market crash. Feel its weight. All across the community, on Twitter, in YouTube comments, everywhere. Despair thickens the air. The fear and greed index? A measly 5. It's a number that almost tastes of ash, dry, brittle, final. Everyone is scared. No, more than scared. Exhausted. Worn thin by months of bleeding charts and hollow hope. Yet in this darkness, these giants, these whales, slip quietly into the deep. Why? What melody, what siren song do they hear amid the cacophony of fear and retreat? Binance, with cold steadiness, makes its own move. $1 billion flowing into Bitcoin at just above 66,000. Others follow, their movements like tectonic plates beneath an ocean few dare to cross. The question burns. Why has the world's largest exchange, with a reputation carved out of bone and thunder, begun to buy again? What do they see on the edge of vision that most miss blinded by noise? Take a moment now. Pause. Breathe. Consider this. If you're here, it means you feel it too. That sense that behind all the charts, behind the endless arguments and hot takes, there is something more, something unseen. But first, a promise. Almost a confession. Nothing I share is financial advice. These words, spun from sleepless nights and anxious hope, are simply my truth. Crypto is risk. Lovely, restless risk. If you step forward, realize that pain and loss can come as easily as joy. Only walk this path if your heart and wallet can weather the unpredictability. Now, let's look at the evidence. Not with cold precision alone, but with a poet's eye. When you strip away the colors of optimism and dread, the charts reveal a pattern. Each collapse, each sharp fall is a kind of purge. Last November, and again just last Thursday, the markets bled out. Short-term hands surrendered. The noise, the panic selling, the frantic exits, they all reach a fever pitch, then fade. And in that silence, the whales arrive. Old hands, patient, unswayed, gather the discarded coins. It's an old dance. Warren Buffett, a name that echoes through the halls of every investor's mind, once spoke of this rhythm. When others are fearful, be greedy. But aren't we all, in the end, ruled by hearts rather than numbers? These sell-offs, these spasms of loss, they are the pain points that mark not defeat, but transfer. Weak hands out, strong hands in. A heartbeat, steady beneath the chaos. If you attend to the charts, a kind of modern tarot, you see it. Realized losses spike. Millions run for shelter. But after, storm spends its force. Very soon, especially now, the question becomes, who is left to sell? Who remains to capitulate? It is as if we are standing at the edge of an empty theater, the echo of footsteps fading, the stage set for something new. Do you sense it too? If you do, let yourself linger here. Like this video. Let me feel you there, a spark of connection amid the silence. Every like is a lifeline back to this channel, a reason to keep searching. I ask, leave a comment. Your doubts, your anger, your hope, whatever's real, whatever's left. Even a single word, that is enough. I read each one, breathe them in, turn them over in my mind. We're in this, all of us. But back to the heart of the matter. Sentiment is not just low. It is a pit, an abyss. Look across the market's surface. Silver, that ancient metal, fell harder than Bitcoin, and yet hope glimmers there. But in crypto, the light is faint, the mood far more dire. Why? The answer, perhaps, is time. A suffering stretched thin as wire. 128 days it took for Bitcoin to bleed. Silver crashed in a day or two. There's a kind of agony in slow decline, in every tick downward. The mind fatigues. The will falters. But every capitulator who wanted out has likely gone. Every overleveraged gambler has already lost. The market stands, emptied and strange, a landscape swept bare by storm. This, I believe, is the crucible from which new possibility emerges. No longer packed with risk, the market now shivers in a hush. Less leverage, fewer hands willing to sell. Field is stable, waiting. And in that waiting, something shifts. Imagine the world beyond the screens. Central banks begin their slow dance back to easing, repouring liquidity into the rivers that once ran dry. United States, China, Japan, all stirring, churning up momentum, printing money, shifting policies. The tide is turning, though few dare hope just yet. As fear cools in the metals and elsewhere, focus begins to drift back, a slow golden light sliding across the battered features of crypto. Yet, in this moment, the market sleeps, a kind of collective coma. Many Asian markets take pause for Lunar New Year. A hush descends, the usual roar softens. Prices, like hearts, wait, not falling, not yet soaring. Sometimes hope must breathe, hidden in stillness, before it dares to stand again. It's not just Bitcoin. The altcoins too have been ravaged, ripped and tossed by waves fiercer than most could withstand. Yet even here the tide seems to have settled. Holders of substance, the remaining few, grasp their positions tightly. New bases form. A resolve hardens in the bones of those left standing. Let memory serve, though last cycles were different. Euphoria once kept spirits high even as prices dipped. This time, only the weathered remain. Many have known only pain, clinging for hope that sometimes arrives, sometimes never does. Yet, as I watch the charts, I see lines of support, moving averages, invisible threads holding the structure together. If the past is any guide, and I believe it sometimes is, things will not worsen much more. Fatigue may deepen, the sideways shuffle may persist, but soon, perhaps unexpectedly, the spark will return. This is the time I choose to recollect old wisdom, to whisper to myself and to you. When the crowd is drowning in doubt, breathe deep and hold fast. These are the moments that birth the future, quietly, unnoticed, patient as the slow turning of the earth. If you found yourself here, at the end of the story, I thank you for your company, your curiosity. Join me again and again. Subscribe if you haven't, press the bell so you will always know when possibility returns. And if you want more, if you hunger for the next insight, the next turning, watch our many other journeys here on Crypto 101 Central. Each video is a thread. Together, we weave hope from the dark. Until next time, may your resolve be steady and your vision clear.